ant, you little damn ant, buddy.
You're such a nice guy, Jay Leno.
I'm bored! I'm so bored!
Why don't we go to my website?
Gentlemen, the cola is very, very good today.
God, like I've been playing like so much Tomodachi Life recently, and so it almost felt like I had to stop having fun in order to do stuff for the podcast.
I still don't really know what that game is.
So
what is it?
So it's basically like The Sims, except it's like a lot more hands off, where it's like the point of it is more just like putting these random people in the situations and then seeing what happens. And like you'll also like write your own prompts for like things for them to say, and then it's just like I see a lot of people call it like an ant farm, and it's just like, and that's kind of what it is. You just let it kind of run and funny things happen.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
That's like it.
I kind of like,
okay.
I don't know. It's just fun to like make your like for example, in my island, I have like Spalding Gray and Ann Lee and Ivy Wolk and just like a bunch of random people.
I'm sure you do, Eliza.
and
sure you
mixed
do.
Together with like my actual friends, and so it's like I'll tell some people just like who are also have the game is just like hey, by the way, you just friend zoned Peter Griffin, and
that's not very nice.
Yeah, it's like Peter Griffin had a big crush on them, but it's just like they just
no.
weren't too into it because they had a crush on Ann Lee, I think, and. But then it's also like Ann Lee also had a crush on Peter Griffin, but he turned her down, and it's a whole mess.
It sounds like it.
Exactly.
You know who should be on that? Is it Islands?
Island.
Is that okay? I wasn't sure if I was just conflating Animal Crossing.
I
know that's Islands.
Yeah, I have a feeling with the success of Animal Crossing, they're like, well, fuck, what else can we do that's like that? And
yeah,
then it's like, oh wait, we have Tomodachi Life. Let's remake that or make a new one.
From Animal Crossing to Jeffrey Epstein, everyone's talking about Islands. How can we capitalize on that? Islands are huge right now.
What were you gonna say before this?
what I was gonna say was, you know who should be on your island is Brian Dennehy. You should make a Brian
Dennehy.
Oh, are they Mies also?
They are
because I've seen the character creation. Like I've seen clips of that, and I wasn't sure if they were. I guess I did know they were also called Mies. I've seen people talking about them with that nomenclature. I knew that.
And the thing is, it's like Nintendo's kind of been like trying to get rid of Mies ever since like the Switch generation started. But it's like,
they're back.
But yeah, they kind of gave in at this point because people like Mies. It's just like
they do. And you should make Brian. You should, when we're done here, make a Brian Dennehy. Send it to me and then upload it with the podcast tweet.
Okay, I definitely will, and I will specifically try to get him to fall in love with somebody. I don't know who. It might even be just a random friend of mine. But
could be. You never know.
Be a former guest on this show. Who knows?
It could. It could be.
Anyway,
we're talking about Perfect Witness this week. Closing out. I ceded it to you last week, so I'm going to bring it back this week to Apron Dennehy.
Nope.
Remember that one? Remember that?
Stupid as hell. It's Brapril Dennehy.
Oh,
it always will be.
Like Brapril Dennehy is some like pinnacle of class. And
is. Like we have gotten reviews on etiquette. These names, and Brapril Dennehy is always.
Have we?
Yes.
Have we?
And by reviews, I mean a singular review from Christoph saying that I was right and you were wrong, which I will take forever.
Well, that just seems to be Christoph's MO generally.
Not really. Christoph will absolutely shit on me if I deserve it. Like, yeah. I don't tell you about when he.
I guess I just deserve it more. I don't know. But yeah, we are finishing up the month, whatever the month is. We're finishing up April. I'm just going to say April.
It is, in fact, April, and it is almost over.
We're finishing it up with Perfect Witness. This was one of the randomly generated ones. This was not one that either of us picked. And we've talked a little bit off mic about our different thoughts on it, but at least for me, far and away the best movie of the month.
This has been a pretty lackluster month for me. Honest, I think Sirens was maybe my favorite of the four, but I I am not a big fan of like these like procedural crime dramas, and I'm not sure if procedural is the right word. I'm not sure if that's
This
exclusively for a
one,
sitcom, but
the procedural is definitely not exclusively for a sitcom. I don't know where that
not
comes from.
sitcom, but like television,
No,
anyway.
well, I don't think so.
What I'm saying is that I am not the biggest fan of these crime dramas, and to have three generic ones all in a row is very disheartening and tiring, which makes me very excited that next month is my month where I get to pick all the movies. But we'll talk about that at the very end. Right
Yeah,
now,
I
we're
certainly
just
under
stuck with this.
yeah, I certainly understand where you're coming from there. I think, uh, like I said earlier, when we were texting about it, I think for me the way that manifests is that because the last two were fairly lackluster, I liked this one a lot more because I think it comes together certainly out of the three Sirens, Deadly Matrimony, and this. It's the most cohesive movie. Like it comes together the most, and I had a good time with it. I think it works as a solidly you know C plus B minus competent drama that like I was engaged. Is it a great movie? No, but I think it works for what it is generally. A lot of character actors, a lot of faces, a enough throughout to keep me interested. Is it the best movie we've done? No, but I had a good time with it.
Yeah, like this is our 69th movie, which haha, funny
Hey,
number.
hey, that's like wait, no, hey, that's the sex number.
Is it? Why
Yeah,
would you know, you fucking perv?
I
Anyway, as I was saying, it's the 69th episode, and I'll just say that on my ranking, the highest one, Sirens, only lands at 35. So literally all of these are in the bottom half. All the movies this month were in the bottom half of movies we've watched for the show, which is
I have
unfortunate.
not updated my ranking in like 2 months, so maybe I should do that at some point. I have like 10 plus episodes I have not put on the ranking. That's beside the point. Yeah, Perfect Witness.
Rundown, might as well.
Yeah, let me do the rundown.
More like perfect
Witness.
shitness.
I disagree. More like hey, more like perfect witness. You know? Hey, is more like it's a perfect witness. We're talking about Perfect Witness from 1989, directed by Robert Mandel, director of
Oh, he also directed Season on the Brink.
Season on the Brink. Yes, written by Terry Curtis Fox and Ron Hutchinson, starring Brian Dennehy, Aidan Quinn, Stockard Channing, Laura Harrington, Delroy Lindo, and Joe Grafasi. You also have a triple feature as far as Sopranos actors. You got Tony Sirico, David Proval, and David Margulies, who's the mayor from Ghostbusters, is Tony's
Related
lawyer.
to Juliana Margulies?
I don't know. Let me look that up. Does not seem to say so as far as Wikipedia goes, but he was not married to, but in a relationship with Lois Smith, it seems.
Oh, that's fun. From last week.
Yes, right. Yeah, he'll pop up in a bunch of things. And he's only in one scene of this, but it's kind of a fun moment. Cole Meany is in this. Tobin Bell is in this.
Tobin Bell was in this?
Yeah, he's the there's like the two Italian gangsters. It's mostly Irish mob, but he's the one that's driving the car. When they like beat up Aidan Quinn's kid, it's him and Cole Meany.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't recognize him in that scene because it's a really like darkly lit scene, and I was like, surely Tobin Bell was younger than this, and then you see him in better light. It's like, oh, it was just bad lighting. But yeah, him and Tony Sirico are the two Italian gangsters that you get. I assume, is Tobin Bell Italian American?
I wouldn't
I don't
assume so.
Oh, also has Irish ancestry. Okay, never mind. I guess he was also an Irish mobster. And then you just have Polly Walnuts and Richie April just in the mix there.
Mhm.
But I mean, pretty stacked cast of character actors that you'd recognize throughout.
Yeah.
Uh,
I wasn't really looking for like people I knew in this, although of course like Delroy Lindo, like he popped out immediately, and also he looks really cute in this.
yeah,
Um,
I don't
but
know if I've seen him in anything earlier than this.
oh yeah, like this is 89, like that is really early
Yeah.
for Delroy. Uh,
So like, yeah, as far as like feature films, he doesn't have any theatrically released features in the 80s. He's got some stuff in the 70s and then comes back in 1990. But
what the hell is
TV,
Partners?
uh,
That's like it was just his first movie on Letterboxd. So I was like
oh
looking
yeah,
at
it's a
this.
Canadian. I remember looking into this because I tried to do a thing earlier this year where I would go and find like screenshots of all the Oscar nominees in their film debuts, and I could not find that movie online anywhere.
Awesome.
But
Denholm
yeah,
Elliott. Wow.
there you go. Yeah, I mean, even in the 80s, he's in 2 episodes of the Beauty and the Beast, the Ron Perlman Beauty and the Beast
Oh.
show, and an episode of something called A Man Called Hawk, uh, which I don't know what that is. But anyway, yeah, this is relatively early uh, Delroy Lindo, which
Yeah.
is cool.
And but I was gonna continue. It's just like the
Yes.
only person I recognize outside of like Delroy Lindo and like the main three beside him, was I don't know the actor, but it's the one guy who was on like one of the Star Treks because I
Oh yeah,
just
Cole Meany.
okay, I recognized him, because he just has a very distinctive face, and he was in
Yeah,
the like the court scene later, and I just like I know this guy from somewhere, and then I realize it's like, oh yeah, he's a Star Trek guy. He gets
it's
some makeup on it.
O'Brien. It's Chief O'Brien,
Yeah, but I don't I
the
don't even watch
transporter.
Star Trek, so it's just
Yeah.
like I had no
Um.
context behind that.
Uh. Aidan Quinn's wife in this is Oh, I don't remember her name.
Laura Harrington.
Yes, but I don't remember the character's name. She's the sister in What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh yes, Amy
She's
Grape.
Amy. I was like, Sarah? That's not right. Not Sarah Grape. Amy
Yeah.
Grape. Um, but yeah, I mean, you got those Sopranos guys, Tobin Bell. I guess Tobin Bell was also in an episode of The Sopranos, but like those other three were recurring, if not main characters. I don't think David Margulies was anything more than like a occasional character, but like Tony Sirico, David Proval, those two are series regulars
Mhm.
on their show. Um,
Never watched it.
it's good.
Which makes my girlfriend very upset because she loves it and wants me to watch it.
You heard it here first, folks. The Sopranos, good show. I never finished it though. I was watching it with my ex, and then we broke up, and so I've never seen the last like 8 episodes.
Oh wow, you got that far and didn't finish.
Yeah, I mean, we broke up in like early 2020, and still lived together for like a year after that.
Oh no.
It was yeah. Anyway, the movie was broadcast October 28th, 1989 on HBO. Another HBO movie here. Opposite it on ABC, you had the World Series pregame, and then Game 4 of the World Series, the winning game. The Oakland A's won all four to that point and won the series against the San Francisco Giants. CBS, an episode of something called Guns of Paradise and an episode of something called Tour of Duty, which I think were a
Duty.
Western, yeah, Western and Army shows, respectively. The only cast member I recognized across the two of them is that Kevin Conroy was on tour of duty. But at least according to the TV Tango immediately listed cast, I didn't recognize any of the other names. On Fox, you had an episode of Cops, episode of The Reporters, episode of Beyond Tomorrow. On NBC, you had an episode of, I'm going to assume it's read as 227 or 227. I don't know. I don't know the show. Episode of something called Amen, episode of The Golden Girls, and an episode of Empty Nest. And that's it. I don't know why I led that off like I was going to have another thing to say about the broadcast schedule, but that was it. That was the movie.
227 was apparently like 227 is like the apartment building and that they all live in. And it has like Jackie Harry, Regina King.
Yeah.
It's like this is a interesting cast.
Yeah, I was looking into some of that.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we have a movie to get into.
We do. And I have a lot of notes on it. And you, it sounds like, don't.
I have some notes, but just not many. Like I did really like my favorite part of the movie was the very beginning when we had Aidan, Quinn, and another guy arguing about a stew versus a casserole, and this went on surprisingly long. And I was just like,
it comes back too. It's a running thing with them, I guess.
And it just, I don't understand why this is how, like, this is framed as like such a major part of this movie. But at the same time, I thought it was a very funny conversation.
Yeah. So to do some plot rundown, Aidan Quinn runs a restaurant in wherever in New York this is. And he's at a bar one night and there's a mob killing that he witnesses. And he gets picked up by the cops to, share his testimony, his eyewitness testimony, when everyone else is acting like they didn't see it. And then there's also Brian Dennehy and Stockard Channing are feds who are trying to build a RICO case against the collective organized crime, the whole mob, not just this one particular assassin. And so they get Quinn involved, and it's a whole thing. There's like witness intimidation from the mob. They put him up in hiding, and it's a whole lot of, will he, won't he testify that he saw this killing and, name the guy. And that's really the movie. And there's some stuff that happens, some like plot points, but that's the gist of it, really, is that Aidan Quinn is the perfect witness because he witnessed it and is willing to talk. And that's, I guess, enough to make him the perfect witness. But
then he very quickly becomes unwilling to talk and gets, and this is the main loop of the movie where it's just like, you want me to talk, but everybody is like judging me, and like I fear for my life and whatever, and it just keeps going.
Yeah. And then at the end, ultimately, they didn't even really need him to testify. Really. It's a whole scheme that Dennehy's got going, which I don't know when that enters into the picture, the secondary twist of it all. But like, I don't know. That's also going on at the very end. I guess we'll get to that. But yeah, a lot of it is the Dennehy and Channing and the third guy trying to build a case, and Quinn debating whether he's going to actually testify, getting a lot of intimidation from a lot of different mob figures, and just sort of, I mean, that's really it. But like, at least per my opinion of the movie, it's a relatively entertaining of this kind of movie that you can like throw on, have a good time with if this is if this is the sort of thing you're into.
It's just unfortunate that it's not my thing.
Yeah, that's fair. But so often I feel like on this show we not all the time, but when there's something like this, uh where one of us has a stronger opinion than the other, one way or the other, will sort of eventually come to meet in the middle, uh just by talking it out. And I feel like, it's nice to have a movie that we flatly disagree on.
Yeah, it's like we're usually just so understanding, but you know what? It's fun to just both of us be stubborn in our own territory for once.
Exactly. Brian Dennehy plays a guy named James Falcon, which, hell yeah.
Oh, I didn't even
uh
notice.
yeah, he's James Falcon, and Stockard Channing calls him Jimmy the first time, but then that never comes up again. But I really wanted him to just be Jimmy Falcon this whole time. Which, I mean, talk about a character name. Brian Dennehy is Jimmy Falcon.
Right,
Uh,
that should have been the fucking series instead of the other one. I forget
Jack
what's
Reed.
Jack
Yeah.
Reed. Yeah,
Yeah, spin-off.
James Falcon or Jimmy Falcon versus Jack Reed. I would watch Jimmy Falcon any day.
I mean, he's a more compelling character in this, by kind of a lot. Like, he's a more in Deadly Matrimony, he's just sort of a by the books, I guess it's based on a real guy, so you can't go too outlandish with it. But here he's like a little bit sleazy, a little bit, fast talky, charming kind of guy. I would have watched more movies about him as this, like, rather than a beat cop, a federal agent that's like taking down the mob in this more interesting story. I would have watched like 5 more of these about this guy. And I mean, you can't bring Stockard Channing's character back for more, but like, no, you know what? You know what I really would have watched, would have been into, is follow-ups of this that are specifically his character and Delroy Lindo's character paired up, because they have like
True.
one scene together where Lindo is like the more, he's the cop that's dealing with the specific case against this one hitman. And they have a bit of a, they exchange words outside of a service in a church, about, whose case is going to take priority. And I mean, it's two titans of the character actor type
Hmm.
going at it. And man, I wish there was more of Delroy Lindo in the movie, period. But like,
Yes.
I wish we got more interactions between the two of them. And I would have loved a spin-off about those two characters just doing more, cop shit together.
Yeah. Like make a procedural TV show called Burger and the Falcon and see where it takes off.
Exactly. Exactly. No, I love that scene. One of the lines I wrote down, Lindo is like, if this weren't a church, I'd tell you what you really are, which is the self-serving, glory-hunting son of a bitch. And Denny just shoots back, well, it's a good thing at the church. It's just, it's so, the like, you know, they're keeping it respectful, but like they clearly have a lot of ire for each other. So cool. Really fun just watching them play off each other, and sort of like keep it respectable. Uh,
Hmm.
you get Lindo a little bit towards the end of the movie, but like not in a material way that I don't know. What I was hoping for more of him than we ultimately got, considering he's like fifth build before below the three leads and Aidan Quinn's wife.
Hmm. Yeah, it's just like it. I wonder why that is. Like it. I don't, because it's not like he like was he a bigger name than I think he was back
No,
then?
I
Like
wonder
was
if
he like a theater guy or something?
I don't. He may have been. I wonder if. I also like when I say he's fifth build. That's per Wikipedia. Sometimes they're kind of sketchy with that. The YouTube upload I saw, which a lot of the YouTube comments point out weirdly, uh, cut off the opening and closing credits, I guess, for legal purposes. So I didn't actually see what the in movie billing was. So maybe he's just higher up on the Wikipedia cast list because, well, what does IMDb have to say? No, he's also fifth build there. Never mind. Fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, well, he was a decently notable theater actor. Like
Okay.
he had like major roles in like New York and Los Angeles and stuff. So it's like Like maybe that's why he got a bit higher because it's not like most of these other people aren't that notable either is the thing. So or at least especially not at this time. Like
Yeah.
you weren't gonna have like Tony Sirico or Tobin Bell fifth build or
Yeah.
Cole
I guess
Meany.
Cole Meany,
Oh
like,
wait, was he on
I don't
Star Trek
know.
at this point?
No, Next Generation wouldn't start. Well, when did Next Generation start? Oh yeah, that had been on for a couple years.
87 is when he
When did
started
he
there.
join? When is that when he started, or
That's
is
when he
that
started.
okay? Well, there you go. I guess he had been on a couple years of that already then.
Hmm.
Um,
Surprised he's not higher built then, but I
yeah,
don't know.
and he's got a pretty significant role. Like, not necessarily plot wise, but he's in a lot of it.
Yeah, like I who knows? Like maybe it's just because like Lindo is in like the like he's
Oh,
working with Brian Dennehy a lot, and so it's like he's in that part, and then it's like
yeah,
then they go to the crime characters, and then it's like
yeah.
I don't
Just
know.
going through my notes in order here. There's a in the opening scene of the movie, you have David Proval as some like meat packer who gets in a car with Stockard Channing and the other guy, and is like, "Yeah, I'll testify." They want an even bigger cut. I've had it, and as he's like handing over some envelope of evidence, there's like the camera lingers on like a tattoo of a rose that he has on his wrist that I don't think comes back at all. Like even when you see him in bed, like supposedly murder suicide with his wife, like you don't the way they show you that it's him is not via that the tattoo they showed you. It's via like a photo of the two of them on the bedside table, even though we already, I guess, they said his name out loud, but it's just a reminder like, hey, in case you forgot that guy's name, it's that guy from earlier in the movie. So I don't know why the camera lingers on that tattoo. I put it in my notes thinking it would come back, and then it didn't. I'd forgotten about it till just now. Um, there's a bit where Aidan Quinn, I guess this does come back, where two cops come into the diner, and he gives them their coffee and like slides some cash under the coffee cup like as a bribe, which I just thought was slick. I thought that was a neat way of showing that he's like a little bit on the take as well, but like in the sense that everyone around here with the business is in some way paying off the mob and the cops. I thought that was a just a neat little flourish.
Mhm.
Um,
God, like I wish I had more to say. Like
yeah,
there's
I mean, if you want, I can just go note by note and sort
I,
of lead us along the conversation.
and the thing is, it's like I have notes, I have some quotes and stuff, but it's also like it's one of these movies where it's like it feel like maybe you disagree, but it feels like there just isn't enough like plot development in order to like have a good conversation of like to actually like go through a
Oh
lot of it.
no, certainly. I mean, like when I was doing the plot rundown and I hit the wall of and then it's just kind of this for a while, for the rest of the movie of whether or not he's going to testify and whether or not they're going to build a case, and not really with much. I mean, there are certainly things that advance within those plots, but like you can really boil it down to that. I think it's really just mileage may vary as to how engaging you can find a movie like
Yeah.
that. Because I can watch this and be like, oh, hell yeah, whatever scene, like, oh, that's fun, oh, that's cool, oh, that's like, building ambiance. But if it's not your kind of thing, that's gonna wear
I
on you
I
pretty
will
quickly.
say though, my favorite part of this movie actually was Aidan Quinn. Like I think he is a
He's
very engaging. He has a very engaging performance in this, and it's just
yeah,
like he makes it at least tolerable to sit through.
yeah. Aidan Quinn as this like, you know, not really a tough guy, but like he really is just like working class grit. Uh, you know, sticking his neck out for his family, but like he's got some amount of a conscience, but like to a degree. It certainly, it does not extend so far beyond his own little sphere. Compelling little character, compelling performance from him.
Mhm.
Um, Always nice to see. I think I mentioned this when we did the Two of Us episode that like when I was first getting really into movies, one of the ones that I like locked in on was Benny and June. And I remember thinking when watching that, man, I am as someone who's into movies, Aidan Quinn is one of those names I'm going to have to remember. That's a guy that I'm going to be seeing in a lot of movies because he, and then it just, that is not knowledge I have particularly had to keep in my back pocket as a cinephile was the Aidan Quinn thing, but he's good here. Okay, so here's the thing that I texted you saying was going to be like a big bombshell. Jokingly, it's not really all that.
Okay.
But I'm going to send you some screenshots on Twitter.
Okay.
Where so the scene at a certain point he gets put in prison for
perjury.
Not for perjury, but for obstruction. Because he has said that he's going to testify, and then when he gets to the grand jury, he like says, "No, I'm actually not going to testify," and so they hold him in contempt. They hold him in contempt.
Oh, contempt. That's what it was. Not perjury. Contempt.
So he's in prison for a while, and then near the very end, Dennehy is like, "We're going to get him out of prison for some reason or another." This information gets given to him while he's in the showers, and so there's a scene where he is like, in the showers with a towel, and he sort of like turns around and he's smiling, and
he's
for
so
whatever.
happy.
Yeah, so in these screenshots, in this scene in the movie, I was like, oh, I don't know why, but he looks a lot like Paul Mescal to me. Do you see it at all?
I kind of see it, and they both play
That's
the
the thing.
Beatle.
They both play specifically Paul McCartney, like not even just a Beatle. Like it took me a second from that to be like, oh, and then he was in Two of Us, and Paul McCartney's also in Beatles, and then whoa, they both are Paul McCartney.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it was like I couldn't remember which Beatle either of them played, so I just said the Beatle.
That was me. That was exactly me too. I was like, oh yeah, well, it would be almost something. Well, no, for me it was the other way around. It was like, oh, but well, Paul Mescal's playing John Lennon, so it doesn't really line up. And then it took me a beat of like, wait, no, Paul Mescal's playing Paul McCartney.
It took
they
you
both
a Beatle.
Paul McCartney. It took me a Beatle. Yes.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was something I had to say about Aidan Quinn in this movie.
We should watch more Aidan Quinn movies. Like, how many more TV movies?
I'm sure quite a few. It's not like he's doing real movies.
Okay, be nice.
I am being nice. I like him as an actor. He just doesn't do a lot of movies.
I was gonna scroll through his letterbox and pick out a random one. Like, what the hell is "See You in My Dreams"? Him and Marcia Gay Harden. Is this a real movie or TV movie? TV movie. Let's go.
He's got a lot of TV movies. Wikipedia has An Early Frost, All My Sons, This, Lies of the Twins, where he plays twins. Ooh, coming back to that in a second. A Private Matter. These two are documentaries. Forbidden Territory, Stanley's Search for Livingstone, The Prince and the Pauper, Two of Us, The Young Messiah, he's a narrator, Benedict Arnold, A Question of Honor, See You in My Dreams, Plainsong, Cave Dweller, Miracle Run, The Exonerated, Mayday, Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, which is one we gotta get to at some point. The Horses of McBride. That's it for TV movies. Yeah. But Lies of the Twins, a fashion model embarks on a romantic affair with her psychiatrist. The relationship is thrown into question when the protagonist espies her lover with another woman. The man she sees winds up being his evil twin, further complicating matters. Aidan Quinn, Isabella Rossellini, Iman. Whoa.
What?
Claudia Christian, Richard Harrison from 1991.
What is
based on a Joyce Carol Oates novel?
Oh, hell yes.
Whoa. Wait.
Lies of
yes. Okay. Rosamund Smith is a pen name. Whoa. I'm into this. We got to do this one soon. Lies of the Twins. This is going on my priority list.
Oh, you please do.
Hell yeah.
Wait, this is fucking we want to make Dead Ringers, but
Oh, it's extremely Dead Ringers. Are you kidding? Yeah, of course it's Dead Ringers. You know what we gotta do? We gotta do a Twins month because I have multiple Twins movies on my priority list already. We gotta just do a Twins month.
and they're both like psychiatrists too, is the thing.
Yeah, and we can do a Mary Kate and Ashley. I don't know why I said just Mary Kate. Like,
Do a Mary Kate movie.
Mary Kate and that other girl.
It's gonna be so funny because it's like if we do a Twins month, it's gonna be like 3 movies about evil twins and then also a Mary Kate and Ashley movie.
Yeah. The Darker Side of Terror, I think it's a clone, but it's 2 Robert Forsters. Brotherly Love is the one I was thinking of, where you get 2 Judd Hirsch's. And I think I have at least one other on my priority list. Okay, Double Vision with 2 Kim Cattralls. Okay. That's already 3.
Mm-hmm.
And an Olsen's. Okay.
Yeah, it's like we can definitely do this. I'll make sure to write it down on my month ideas list.
Hell yeah. I'm very up for Twins month. Okay. Lives of the Twins. Anyway, Perfect Witness.
Wait, we got to do that like when is Gemini? Like when's the Gemini season?
I don't know.
I think that's July, August, June, I think it's a summer thing. I don't know.
Could be.
But Gemini is a twin, so it's just like be perfect timing.
Yeah. Speaking of actors that look vaguely like other actors in this movie, the scene where the mob hit happens, both of those guys, both the killer and the killed, when they showed up, I was like, oh, these two both look a little bit like, I realized completely by coincidence that the 2 people that I thought both of them looked like a meld of in some way were Christian Slater and Ethan Slater.
Oh.
No relation. But like I was like I had both of those faces pop into my head. I was like, oh yeah, they do look. Oh, those 2 guys have the same last name. But we do have to talk about
related.
Yeah, I don't think they are. If they are, I don't know it, but I don't think they are.
They won't be.
Yeah, but that is best character of the movie. A character that we need to make into a thing is the notorious mob hitman Kevin O'Rourke, aka the Laughing Boy.
Laughing Boy.
I love the Laughing Boy. He's so cool. We needed more of him. He's in that scene where he like shoots the guy for being late on a payment and like smiles evil. And then he's in court at the end where he's, on trial or
is it Patty O'Rourke or Kevin O'Rourke?
Kevin O'Rourke, played by David Cumming.
Okay.
Patty O'Rourke is his dad who shows up in the bar and is like, hey, lay off my kid. I don't want to have to murder your child. The like sad old Irish guy that's like, hey, I used to come into this bar when your dad owned it. Here's like $1,000. You didn't see anything, or I might have to hurt your kid.
Okay, apparently there's another actor named David Cumming who's in Operation Mincemeat.
Yes, it would not be him because he was 2 years old at the time of this movie. I did look. This is per IMDb his only credit, other than like something that I imagine is probably just some other guy named David Cumming, because it was a like 15 years later docu-series about farmers. So I wonder if
Probably.
it was just like a mis-entry on IMDb. But yeah, he shows up really just, he's in that opening scene. He's in the bar at the end, but he does show up very briefly at one other point of the movie. Did you know the point I'm talking about?
No fucking clue.
There's a scene where I think it's the scene where the apartment has been broken into, and so Laura Harrington and the kid are like going around the house turning on all the lights because they turned off all the lights. They ended up like stealing all the family photos, and Aidan Quinn shows up and he sees all the lights going on, so he goes to like unlock the front door to the apartment building to go up, and he sees in a flash in the reflection of the glass on the door the evil smiling face of the Laughing Boy, and he turns around and there's nobody there. And it's a little bit Jacob Marley on the door knocker.
God. The Laughing Boy. Like now,
the Laughing Boy.
Now we need Jimmy Falcon against the Laughing Boy.
Jimmy Falcon versus the Laughing Boy. That's a movie. That's a movie. Bring him back like fucking Hannibal Lecter. He's the like imprisoned I guess not imprisoned because he goes into Witsec at the end. That's the whole thing. But make him like loom over the Burger and the Falcon series as like a recurring anti-villain.
Anti-villain?
Like, like he's an antagonist but helpful. As
Oh,
opposed to
okay, okay.
an anti-hero protagonist who's like evil.
I thought you meant like he would just be like the overarching villain where it's just like
I mean,
you
he
don't
could
know
be.
how, but somehow he has his hands in everything.
He's like a Moriarty. I could see it. I could see it. He's got like crazy 80s hair. Is like very like Rick Astley stuck straight up, flat on the sides, like 80s scumbag hairdo. You know who else has great hair in this? Brian Dennehy.
Yeah, he looks good in this.
Crazy. I mean, it's like prime Brian Dennehy as a like extremely sexual man with him and Stockard Channing. But I mean, yeah, he's looking good. He's putting on that charm. It's
The
working.
extremely sexual Brian Denny.
Yes, the extremely sexual Brian Dennehy. So that sounds like a Charles Dickens novel.
It makes it's to me it seems like if Brian Dennehy was famous in the 70s, he would have a variety show called that.
Yeah. Or it's like an
Who
action
loves your
figure
baby Telly Savalas
it's
variety
an
show.
action figure variant. Brian Dennehy parentheses extremely sexual. This is like a video game. It's a skin you can download for the Brian Dennehy fighting game.
In Fortnite, it has like
Yeah.
different skins. It's just like you can get extremely sexual Brian Dennehy. You can get Ultimate Legacy Brian Dennehy.
And to be clear, extremely sexual Brian Dennehy. The skin is just regular Brian Dennehy, but with the hair he has in this movie.
Yeah,
It's just the hair. The
it's
only
just the
difference is the hair.
Yeah.
Otherwise, looks exactly the same.
Mhm.
Oh man. Just going down the notes. Within the span of maybe a minute, Dennehy says, "The miserable, no good sons of bitches have done it again," and then miserable sons of bitches have become a major factor in your cost of living. Those are like
sons of bitches have become a major factor in cost of living. That sounds like something Zohra Mamdani would say.
exactly, but he has those lines like one scene apart, maybe even within the same scene. It's so funny. Miserable, no good sons of bitches, and then later just miserable sons of bitches.
They became good.
Yeah. And then in my next note afterwards is Lindo calling Dennehy a self-serving glory hunting son of a bitch. So the screenwriters really got their son of a bitch quota out of the way, and because I don't think anyone says son of a bitch at any other point of the movie.
They were
those
very
scenes.
happy to be on HBO.
Yeah,
Because this is like
Yeah.
early HBO.
yes, yeah, certainly as far as like HBO movies, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Like, let me
Yeah,
look at the list. HBO
HBO.
films. Release date earlier first. Okay, so they started like
Adult films.
85, but still.
Okay. Oh, 83 it says for me. Terry Fox story.
Oh, wait.
Wikipedia.
I was looking wrong. I was looking at the wrong point.
They co-produced The Deadly Game in 1982, but then their first official TV movie is the Terry Fox story.
Yeah, but this is still like
Negative.
very early in terms of their movies.
Oh,
so.
certainly. Yeah.
This is long before they became like an actual like powerhouse, and like this is before like Cast a Deadly Spell and stuff. It's like
Yeah. And like some of these others in here are like real movies in the 80s. Like they I guess had some hand in Three Amigos. The Quick and the Dead, the Sam Elliott one. Which I guess is a TV movie, never mind.
like I think they were really getting big around when they had like Barbarians at the Gate and Possibly
Yes.
True Adventures at the same year. It's just like they were really like becoming like the place for like prestige TV movies.
Yeah. But like, mid 1980 from like I guess all of these years. But 84 they have a lot. And then every year after that they seem to have a lot every year. But because what it was is usually they would have like one a month. It was the movie of the month. um, or most every month, not every month. They would have, here's the HBO original movie this month. Uh, so 89, you have Dead Man Out in March, Murders Among Us, the Simon Wiesenthal story in April, Third Degree Burn in May, Traveling Man in June, Time Flies When You're Alive in July, Tailspin Behind the Korean Airliner Tragedy in August, The Heist in September, Perfect Witness in October, Red King, White Knight in November, and Age Old Friends in December. So because when I looked up like the HBO guides of the month to find the times, because TV Tango doesn't list HBO, I've had to like check back to the HBO guides, and they say this is the original movie this month, so that makes sense.
God, I need to watch Earthly Possessions with Susan Sarandon and Stephen Dorff, Margot Martindale, Boyd Gaines. It's just like
Ooh,
early Elizabeth Moss. Hello.
yeah, there you go. Anyway,
HBO, we love you.
Yes, we've done quite a few. Check back to our Season on the Brink episode to hear all of them and what they were.
A line I wrote down. How much do you pay for steak? How much? Too much. 10 cents.
Yeah. There you go.
And
Different time.
also, I know how things are. I know the Jeopardy, and then I just wrote down. It's hosted by Alex Trebek. Great show.
One there again, speaking of like weirdly parallel lines within the same scene, the first scene that Aidan Quinn is brought up to Dennehy's office, he calls Dennehy the big butter and egg man. I don't know what that means, but I like that. I like the phrasing of that. And then some other like Fed comes in, and he's like a bigger guy, like a sort of a huskier guy. And as he's walking off, Quinn just goes, "That guy must go through some meat and potatoes in a week." Which I guess so. There you go.
It's like those lines didn't ring as weird in the moment, but you read it in the back, like out of the context. It's like, oh yeah, those are that's why did he say that? Well, I guess the meat and the potatoes line, like that's just a common phrase. But like the big egg man, it's just like
big butter and egg man.
Big butter and egg man. Like what?
I guess it's like a sort of a a way to slight relatively upper class. It's like, you've got this big office up here, and I'm blue collar working class, and you can afford a lot of butter and eggs, I guess, is the sort of thing. It's also sort of like a backhanded, like, I guess also calling him fat. Like
that's what I was gonna think.
I guess you can afford to eat a lot of butter and eggs in your diet, because he's versus Quinn paying off cops, paying off mob, running this shitty little restaurant at a deficit, all that stuff. I guess that's what the line is supposed to get at. There you go. I talked myself into it being interesting, it being like a good dig. Just I guess you're the big butter and egg man around here is a striking line of dialogue.
You want to know, Gordon? I think you're a big butter and egg man.
I literally just went over why it's mean. Why it's a mean. Why would you say that? Why would you say that to me, Eliza?
Because I hate you, Gordon. You know this.
I do, but like, you didn't have to say it for
yes,
all of for all of our fives of listeners.
If that.
Yeah.
Another thing I wrote down: Ken Pogue wishes he was Pete Postlewaite.
Oh, extremely wishes he was Pete Postlewaite. Like, it is so very much a lot of his different roles. I do like this scene. So that actually does take me into my next. So because Aidan Quinn is going to testify, the feds like put his family up. They have his wife and kid go off with her sister, while Aidan Quinn is, I guess, I don't really get the full logistics of where they're having everyone go, but they're sort of separated all for the time being. But I guess not very well, because the kid, who's like probably 10 or so, 10 to 12, somewhere in that age range, sneaks out and takes the train downtown to where his dad's restaurant is, and is trying just out on his own while the mob is looking for the family. And at one point, when he's walking around the corner first he goes to the bar. He doesn't go to the restaurant where his dad. No, he does go to the restaurant, and then the guy working there is like, "Oh, hey, he's probably at the bar around the corner." So he goes to try to get to the bar around the corner and happens to be walking right where Colm Meaney and Tobin Bell are sitting in the car talking about how, man, we got to kill this guy's family. And then they look up and his 10-year-old son is walking in the street directly at their car. Like, not even on the sidewalk. He's just like in the street, pointed directly at the front of their car. And so they get out and beat him up. And then, what's his name you just said? The actor, the Ken Pogue?
Ken Pogue.
Who is the bartender who is like there's a whole thing where like Julia or Stockard Channing and the other guy are claiming that he's perjuring and like selling bad cigarettes or whatever with the seal taken off, and so they're going to get him for that unless he testifies that he saw what he's claiming he didn't see. And so he is like standing in the door of the bar, sees these two mobsters like kidnapping this child and like really beating him up, but he isn't going to say anything. He isn't going to intervene. He's just going to go walk over to the record machine and really pensively stare at it and have a real crisis of faith as he tries to drown out the sounds of this child getting beaten half to death directly outside of his bar. And it's a really strange scene.
Mm-hmm. It is.
They pistol whip him. They full on pistol whip this kid in the face, and Costello just goes and like really, really like pensively stares into the record machine so he can ponder.
Mm-hmm.
And then Aidan Quinn is like, "Well, I'm not going to testify. They almost killed my kid." And so they hold him in contempt. And we haven't really said much about Stockard Channing in this, but
I had very little to say about her. I forgot she was in it sometimes.
Yeah. But here's where she does have a really big scene here where she is having second thoughts about this whole thing, because they could have like the whole thing with their plot is they could have left it to Delroy Lindo and the local cops and just, prosecuted this one individual murder and gotten him pretty easily. But because the feds want to get the whole mob, they like make the cops stand down. And now Channing is having, second thoughts about, well, this kid almost died because of us. And, Dennehy is like, well, you know what you got to do to go to Costello, to the bartender, to go like, basically trick him into testifying. And she has this whole scene, this whole bit where she's choking back tears, being like, you don't got to tell me what I got to do to Costello, because I know what I'm going to do to Costello, because I've done it before, and I'll do it again, and I'm good at it, and it stinks. Like, I am going to have to, put the runaround on this guy. And she, a genuinely, I think, kind of interesting moment in this where she's talking about how we almost got this kid killed. Was it all worth it? And Dennehy's like, well, yeah, of course it's worth it to take down the mob. And she's like, well, what if the kid had died? Would you still say it was worth it? And he's like, yes. And I found it to be a relatively interesting scene. Also, they are fucking. Dennehy and Channing are fucking. Like, I don't think it's explicitly stated whether either of them are married, but it certainly reads as like workplace affair, if just because he's her higher up, even if there's nothing else like necessarily illicit about it.
Mm-hmm. I disagree. It's just like it's all about Burger and the Falcon for me. Like, that's my ship. Like,
yeah, I'm just talking about what is canonical to the movie.
Oh, you were saying as it like not okay, not a headcanon. You were saying they're actually
like
fucking.
They like for real kiss multiple times in the movie.
Okay. Again, I completely forgot that Stockard Channing was even in this movie.
No, they are like for real canonically fucking. That wasn't a bit. They are like fucking. Anyway,
God, what the fuck is this movie?
it's a good movie, is what it is. There's okay. The next scene I have written down. What they end up doing is putting a wire on Costello and sending him to go meet with the mob to like entrap them for some, because they've wired his bar at first already about tax stuff, and so they wire him up a whole meeting in a back alley with Cole Meany and Tony Sirico and Tobin Bell and a fourth guy. And you've got that going on. You've got a couple like camera guys hidden in the dumpsters. You've got Stockard Channing off to the side. You've got Dennehy and some other feds up in the window. You got this whole thing, and then this beat cop just happens to be walking down into the alley, and so Stockard Channing runs after him to try to stop him from ruining the whole thing / stop him from walking in and getting killed himself.
Mm-hmm.
But she's just too late. He rounds the corner, sees them. Costello runs off. The cop and the mobsters start shooting at each other. One of them tosses the briefcase full of cash just like to the ground. Like, I don't really know where he was trying to throw it, but it doesn't really achieve anything. And so Stockard Channing runs after the briefcase to try to recover it. And the beat cop is startled, and shoots her in the chest, and she dies.
That was such an insane fucking scene.
It's really strange. It's really weird.
So jarring.
But I guess you need it to kill her off for character development for Jimmy Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she dies.
Yeah, we needed something to happen in this movie.
Yeah. Which I fully was not expecting. I was like, oh, and then they're gonna, she's gonna be in the hospital, and she's, survived this, and she still gets to be as conscious, and then nope, smash cut to her funeral, and it was jarring. Yeah, at this point I have very few notes throughout the rest of the movie. So just to go through like the beats of it. Eventually, there's a scene when Aidan Quinn first shows up in prison where like a lot of people are treating him really well. Like someone is trying to cut in line for the phone call, and the other guys beat that guy up and are like, "Hey, sorry about that, Mr. Paxton," or whatever. And then some other guy comes up to him and is like, "Hey, good for you for not testifying against Laughing Boy or whatever. We're gonna fix your family up with some money. All you have to do now is go back in and testify that you didn't see him. Like positively identify him as not the guy. And all is taken care of. We'll give you some setting up money or whatever they call it." And he's sort of wary of that. And it's like, I'm just doing this for myself. I'm not doing this to like cover for the mob. So he's sort of wary of everything going on in prison. But he eventually decides to testify, and they bring him out, and they bring him into court, and it's a whole thing. And he Dennehy has him on the stand, and he's like, "Hey, did you witness the killing of Eddie, whatever his name is?" And he goes, "Yeah. And if you want, I can point out who he is." And he points at Laughing Boy, and Laughing Boy is like, I want to take the deal. I want to take the deal. And Denny is like, "Thank you. That'll be all, Aidan Quinn. I just needed you as a pawn because I struck a deal with Laughing Boy. And because he's admitted it, now all of the Irish mob are going to be after him instead of you. So Aidan Quinn did all that time in prison. I want to know is why didn't he tell him that was the plan? This whole movie could have been avoided if we just told him, hey, we're going to strike a deal. I guess maybe he struck the deal later on. He like that's the only thing that I can imagine. But like, if that was the plan the whole time, why not just tell Aidan Quinn so he doesn't have to nobly spend time in prison almost getting killed uh, and all this stuff if you're only going to use him to coax an incriminating deal strike with the Laughing Boy.
I guess because so he wouldn't tell anybody, but also just because fucking cops are evil.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a certainly a contrivance that like doesn't hold up to scrutiny when you try to like place it in the plot of the movie, but it's fun, for what
Eh.
the movie is. I like all the other Irish cop or Irish mobsters that are next to him in court are like, fuck you, guy, fuck you, Laughing Boy, you took a deal. What are you talking about? And then Dennehy is, takes Aidan Quinn off the stand and just has an aside in the courtroom where he explains it all out of like, see, I did this so that they won't be after you. They'll be after him when he's in Witsec. Because everyone knows the mob can only go after one guy at a time. And they will let
Exactly.
you entirely off the hook because you were only tangentially involved. You're going to be A-OK operating your business in this part of town for the rest of, all that.
Like this certainly will not affect you in a negative way. They will just forgive you.
Yeah, because someone else did something worse. Uh, I do want to back up a little bit, though. I said that Aidan Quinn almost gets killed in prison. Do you remember the specific scene I'm talking about?
No, I do not.
So there's a scene where he's having lunch, and he's like mashed potatoes and peas and whatever, and he goes to get a spoonful of mashed potatoes, and then he looks down and digs through it, and there's broken glass in it, and there's like he keeps digging through, and there's more broken glass, and then he like goes to take a drink, and then pauses and doesn't. Um, but the broken, to demonstrate to the audience that there's broken glass in his mashed potatoes, they're like shards of glass the size of your thumb. Like, so the question is, how do they think they're gonna get away with that in mashed potatoes? Do you think he's gonna take like a big mouthful of mashed potatoes and then swallow it whole? The glass is what you're supposed to do. Is you grind it up really finely. That's how you kill someone that way. Is they swallow fine like sharp like a powdered glass, and then it cuts up your stomach from the inside. That's how that works. Not giant, like it looks like they just broke a beer bottle against a wall and then just like shoved the pieces into his mashed potatoes and hoped that he would be just like the world's worst eater of food.
Hmm. It's just like it reminds me of like the thing where it's just like people will accidentally like swallow like a wedding ring if you put that in like a drink or something. But then it's like if it's too big, it's like they're probably gonna
it's
notice it.
it's a big, it like it is almost a Naked Gun style gag when he pulls it out. It looks bigger than the amount of mashed potatoes that are on his fork because he does it twice. And the other thing about it is they're two different colors of glass. Like the first one is like a little like a brown beer bottle, and the second one is green. So they like broke multiple beer bottles to put in his mashed potatoes.
Hmm.
I guess. It's really fucking stupid.
It's have these people ever killed anybody? Like, come
I
on.
know. I'm saying, like, I thought you guys were better at. I guess maybe they're not better at it. That's why
That's
they're
why
the
they're
ones.
in jail.
Yeah, that's why they're the mobsters that are in prison and not on the outside. Is because that's how they think you kill someone.
Hmm.
Do you have anything else you want to say about the movie?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I have some YouTube comments, and then we'll get into
Next
movies of
month.
May.
Hmm.
So this the YouTube upload I found was uploaded in January of 2024. These comments, some of them are as recent as like 3 days ago. Like a lot of them are from like 2 weeks ago.
Hmm.
I guess I don't know. A lot
Yeah,
of people are watching this movie on YouTube, and I
there's
doubt it's because of us.
clearly not, but there just is like a lot of people who like regularly watch these old TV movies on YouTube. I noticed
Yeah,
like last week when I was doing the comments for Deadly Matrimony, again, a lot of those were like super recent. A big chunk of them were around when Brian Dennehy died or when Tree
yeah,
Williams died, but a lot of them were also just recent too.
yeah. So As usual, some of these are comments or are replies to other comments. Some of them have emojis. If I get to it, I'll say.
How many do you
here
have?
we go. Not too many, like maybe 10 to 15.
Okay.
Somewhere.
Let's go.
Okay. Talk about a human lacking in any milk of human kindness, Mr. Falcon.
I love that that's the first one we got. Let's go.
That one's from 3 days ago. Talk about a human lacking in any milk of human kindness. Double space, Mr. Falcon. Okay. The first happy moment was when the dumb kid got a lesson. Then the stupid witness learned something a step at a time. It was a real drama that he didn't even get killed in the end.
Was this written by a mobster?
I don't know, but the first happy moment in the movie is pistol whipping a preteen. Okay, this one. Totally unjust. He being BEIMG put in jail. One word, in jail. And then a reply from the previous commenter who said the dumb kid. He really deserved it. Too bad he could not be tortured in jail.
What? What is this guy?
I don't know.
I wish you had the account name. I wonder if that
I wish I
provided any
did.
clues.
I wish I did. I could probably pull it up. These were very recent.
You read them, I will pull up the upload because I think we watched the same one.
But I don't. Okay, just don't read ahead.
I will.
Other comments.
I'm going to start by new.
Yeah. Capital T, capital H. This is for real. In my country, they kill the whistleblowers. They kill the people who wants to get rid of the corrupt people. Reply to that. Well, look at Hillary Clinton. So does she and her minions. USA, about as bad. Reply to that.
God.
Cough, cough, cough. You're lying. You're a lying nut job. Cough, cough, cough. All one word. Those are all from 3 months ago, by the way. Decrying Hillary, Hillery, Killery, one word, Clinton, and her minions. There were a lot of comments on this upload about how many ads were in it. I have ad block on YouTube, so I didn't notice, but I guess there were multiple different comments. But I just like the phrasing of this one. Fuck. Another site with nonstop ads. Seeming to imply this is their first exposure to YouTube.
It's like is YouTube not the first place that you experience a lot of ads?
I don't know. Maybe just an old person trying to find this movie.
Yeah.
Great movie. Love trusting the system.
That's my favorite hobby, trusting the system.
Regardless of whether that is genuine or ironic, that's a great comment. Great movie. Love trusting the system.
when I make Brian Dennehy, I'm gonna make trusting the system one of his favorite things. That's what he's gonna talk.
I forgot you were talking about the game. This is when I make Brian Dennehy Frankenstein style. When I recreate the universe in my image, and I eventually create Brian Dennehy.
When I reanimate Brian Dennehy, he'll love trusting the system.
This one has between every word a period and 2 or 3 spaces, and then some emojis at the end. Very good movie. Okay symbol, like with your hands, winking. Okay symbol, and then 3 party favor emojis.
Okay.
This one, this will be relevant by the end. So the account name is at Mike Nixon 2401. I read the comments. I especially noted the negative ones, but I'm my own judge. Sounds like something I may like. Huh. I had a new 89 Dodge Dynasty like that. Wait for the verdict. The ruling is better than I expected. Just the way I like them. Negative comments prior to me, they are too ignorant to keep up with subplots. Fine film. Response to that. Or reply comment. You sound dumb. See, an opinion much like what you left here is just that. It can't be right or wrong, and yours certainly is no different than anyone else's. Saying people are ignorant simply because they have a different opinion about a movie is real ignorance and immaturity. Hope you grow up, Chad.
That is you and me. You're the main comment. I'm the reply.
It is. And you're the one calling me Chad as an insult, even though it's not even my name. I don't know why. That was really the main reason I brought either of those in. Was hope you grow up, Chad.
Well, Chad is like an insult. Like that is a thing
But
you
like,
call a person.
but like not in that context. I don't know.
I mean, like it. Like I feel it does work as shorthand for ignorant. I think
I guess
because it's like
yeah,
dumb frat bro, you know.
yeah.
Which
It's just not the vibe I get off
yeah,
the original comment.
it's not the full
at all.
connotation that's in play here, but I think it's just shorthand for ignorant.
Yeah. Next comment. Good movie, period. Line break. 2 emojis wearing sunglasses, and then in curly brackets, certified old curmudgeon. I think as a sign off.
Yeah, I think that's like he has a automatic reply on every YouTube comment he leaves.
And all 3 of those words are capitalized. The first letters, certified old curmudgeon. Okay, a few more here. The characters are amazing, except Laura Harrington. ... Her acting is not impressive compared to others. With an exclamation point. I just like the phrasing of that. Her acting is not impressive compared to others.
I mean that seems like a charitable way to say you didn't like somebody's performance. Like it's not that she's even bad. It's just compared to the other performances, she doesn't stand out.
Not even the others, just compared to others. Not even necessarily the others in the movie. Just her acting's not impressive compared to other acting that I've seen.
Compared to others.
This one's a certified schizo posting comment.
Oh,
I am
yeah.
so tired of seeing the checkered Freemason floors in every movie. Yes, the New World Order is behind it all. The frowning emoji with the closed eyes, the like tired, dejected one. Not with eyebrows, though. Not the like especially sad one. Just the like... just that's your takeaway, is that the New World Order really is behind this movie because they had checkered floors.
Just so tired of all the Freemasonry.
I know, it's in every movie.
Every movie.
They're really shoving it in our faces. Okay, 2 more and they're great. Not sure the filthy language / blasphemy was allowed at that date. I do know there are different soundtracks adding the filthy language for movies. Our poor children being exposed to inadequate scriptwriters that must use the filler instead of decent words.
So I guess she was mad at the... I already forgot what you were saying. The Brian Tenney who was calling the guys. Like the
something no good sons, miserable no good sons of bitches.
Yeah, the sons of bitches. And I like the idea that it's just like, oh, like at the time that it was a clean, nice movie, but then later on they added in swear words for fun.
Yeah. Also, not very woke of you assuming that commenter was female.
That's just like working at a movie theater. There are people who come.
I know. I'm razzing you.
I know.
Thought it was funny that you heard that and you're like, oh, I don't think she was talking about.
I am dark woke.
Dark woke. Homelander whacking his fingers. That's not very woke of you.
Anyway, but I'm just saying, when people are complaining about swear words, it's usually old white women.
No, I think you probably were right if I remember correctly from the original commenter. I just don't have it in front of me. And the last one, and this comment was originally in Russian, so I'm taking I'm taking the YouTube auto translate as it is. Sorry, give me a second. I just read it again.
Oh my god.
The boy ran away. Natural selection will kill him, and he will not produce degenerate offspring.
Oh no. Natural selection will kill him.
Will kill him. Natural selection will kill him, and he will not produce degenerate offspring.
It's perfect.
Oh, the fact that it was in Russian, like, just makes it that much better. It's so good. Oh my god.
That should be my review of Enjoy Your Bath.
Yes. Natural selection will kill him, and he will not produce degenerate offspring.
Anyway,
shall
we get into the May movies?
Yes. let's talk about May.
As we are rounding out the month, May is my birthday month, so I
Yay!
get the choice to pick the entire month's worth of movies. And Gordon, you've previously sent me your predictions, but just read them off for the listening audience to hear.
And I do have a caveat to those
Oh,
because of something that I think probably is not the case, but I do want to specify just in case. So last November, you guessed what I was going to do for my month, and you got some of those right. And there was like a stipulation where if you got all of them right, you would get all of December. And we said similar, I would get to pick all of whatever month if I got all of yours right. And you did tell me that all four of them were on your priorities list. But I do want to caveat stipulate because there is one that I know you've mentioned multiple times before that you might do during one of your birthday months. And it's
yes.
not on your priority list. And so, in case that was a case where like you maybe misremembered that it was or something. I don't know if you
I had double checked that all of them were on my list.
Okay. So
What,
never mind.
was it going to be Star Wars Holiday Special?
No, Bo
Okay.
Burnham inside.
Okay. Yeah, that's not my priority list, but that is still one I would want to do. And
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me say the four that I guessed. I have a fairly good feeling that I maybe got at least one of these.
Okay.
But the ones that I picked out looking through your priority list, while I was like picking up a DoorDash shopping order at Target, I didn't like really like go movie by movie and like, is this something Eliza's going to pick this year? But the ones that I wrote down were Lily for President, the Harvey, the '90s Harvey with
Leslie
what's his
Nielsen.
name? Yeah, but the Harvey is what's his name from Night Court.
Harvey's the rabbit. We don't see him.
Or sorry, the
Elwood P.
P.
Dowd.
Dowd is what's Harry Anderson, I think, from Night Court. Jackie's Back and Phantom of the Megaplex.
All good choices, and some of those were even ones that were like really close because
So I got a 0 out of 4.
You got one.
Okay,
But,
okay. That was genuinely that was all I was aiming for. Was I want to get at least one.
But I will say it's like I went through many versions of what this month was going to look like. Two of them remained constant, but two of them I was rotating throughout a bunch of movies. And I will tell you like which ones were constant, which ones were like recent additions.
Yeah.
But I'll just tell you what it was. So starting out the month is going to be the only one I've seen before, which is Phantom of the Megaplex. That is the one you got right.
Okay.
That one like only came in a bit later, or like when I was developing the month, because I just quit my job at the movie theater, and I thought it would be a nice way to honor it. And also,
okay, you have been posting about job stuff.
Yes.
I guess I didn't put that together.
And so it's just like, since I left the movie theater, let's watch a movie about a movie theater. And also, it's like I just watched this like back in October, and I loved it a lot. So it's like now I want to watch it for the podcast, and I think it's gonna be a really fun time. Like we got Mickey Rooney in there as Movie Mason, who like he doesn't work at the movie theater, but he pretends he does, and it's just a fun little decom, and I think you'll enjoy it. And also, that is like my specific birthday day, so it's like it's also fun.
There you go.
May 12th, we have Rudy, the Rudy Giuliani story starring James Woods.
Oh no!
This was made like right after 9/11, like 2002, 2003. It seems terrible, and when building like a perfect month, we need to have a terrible one, something that is so bad that we can laugh at it.
Is this movie not on Letterboxd?
It is Rudy, the Rudy Giuliani story, 2003. James Woods. We have Penelope Ann Miller, John Bourgeois. Like who plays?
Okay, for whatever reason, when I guess that wouldn't make sense because I typed in Rudy the Giuliani story at first, and it just like I eventually, when I typed in Rudy the Rudy Giuliani story, it came up. When I typed in Rudy the Giuliani story, gave me nothing.
Yeah,
which usually it will if you type in like a partial title like that. I don't know why it didn't give me anything.
The letterbox search can be weird sometimes, but yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so off to a great start. We've got a decom and Rudy the Rudy Giuliani story.
With a 2.6, mostly 1/2 stars that I'm seeing.
Yeah, like I have friends that have seen it. I have a 1.5, 1, 2, and 3.5. So and that 1, 3.5, I don't know if you know him well, but it's Kyle Bailey. And he
I
mostly gives 4 stars when he gives route rating. So him giving a 3.5 is an actual like death sentence for movies.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with him, but anyway. Next one we have a musical because I always love to do musical episodes.
I had a few different okay. Can I knowing that, can I scroll through your list and try and guess which one?
If you want to.
Or no, I have a is it Reefer Madness?
It is Reefer Madness the musical.
I almost put that one instead of Harvey on my but I think, is Jackie's Back a musical?
Yes.
Okay, so that was,
like yeah, that was one that was probably the closest that
I
any
think,
other movie came.
because I felt more confident in Jackie's Back and Lily for President is why I didn't put Reefer Madness on my guesses, because it felt too similar, but I was wrong.
Yeah, it's Jack. Like I will say now, we're probably doing Jackie's Back next year if it doesn't come up another way because I
Yeah.
do really love that movie and I want to show off that movie. Like I think that's going to be that would be such a perfect episode. But for now, I want to do something I haven't seen, and Reefer Madness is something I haven't seen, so we're doing that. Has a really stacked cast too. Like I think like Alan Cumming is in it, and like
Kristen Bell, Alan Cumming, Anna Gasteyer,
Nev
Nev
Campbell.
Campbell, Stephen
Uh,
Weber,
yeah, like
Stephen E. Miller, not that one.
yeah,
Um,
Darby.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Anyway.
Darby as Self.
Anyway, the like I've heard great things about this movie from a lot of friends, so it's just like
Yeah,
I'm
this has
just
a pretty good letterbox curve.
yeah, like 3.6 is the average. Like that's a high rating, especially for like movies we cover. And
Yeah.
then to round out the month, we have Don King Only in America, which is something
Okay.
like we
Yeah.
gotta get a prestige movie in there, something that's like actually like has substance and is great. And it's just like and like I hear just a lot of like this
It
specific
comes
year
up a
that
lot. Yeah.
yeah, it's like with that and like 12 Angry Men, and I think there's other big ones in that same year, but it's just like I want to like get through 1997 it is. And
Yeah.
it's just like and also just like specifically the Ving Rhames performance I hear a lot about. Like he won I think he won both the Emmy and the Golden Globe for it. But and like there's of course the famous moment where he gives his Golden Globe to Jack Lemmon because it doesn't
Yeah.
feel right being in the same category or like to have beaten him.
Yeah.
And it's just like but yeah, it's just really great. Or
Okay.
I hear it's really great. I haven't seen it,
So
but
I've heard, yeah.
is it a two-parter? It's
I
two
don't,
hours, so maybe
yeah.
not.
Probably not.
I don't know. Actually, yeah, it's just a 2 hour TV movie. But I'm excited. Are you
Yeah.
excited, Gordon?
I
After
am.
this
That's a very fun lineup. Phantom of the Megaplex, Rudy the Rudy Giuliani story, Reefer Madness the movie musical, Don King Only in America.
yeah.
All you
And
need, if you had gone with something else instead of Phantom of the Megaplex, it could have been all movies with colons in the title.
true
It
Phantom
could have been
colon of the Megaplex.
it could have been colon month. What, you want that for your birthday, colon month?
like the another thing that almost got in there was the Fantastics, which is an hour-long TV movie like from like 1960 which is based on like the off-Broadway show that ran for like decades. Uh but what for whatever reason I just like chickened out on it. It's like Gordon would get mad at me if I put that in there. So I did
I
I think
wouldn't.
Reefer Madness instead.
I
Yeah.
don't know what it is, but I wouldn't be mad at you.
Has like Burt Lahr and Ricardo Montalban. It's a movie or a musical I really like. It has Try to Remember if you know that song. That's a really big standard.
I don't think I do, but
Well, I
maybe I
will
do.
not sing it for you.
Well, there you go. Out of curiosity, did you at all consider either Lily for President or Harvey? Or was I
No.
okay? Well,
It just never came to mind.
I mean, this is fair.
Like
I think you,
like
yeah,
actually I think maybe Lily for President was like I saw it on my priorities. It's like, oh maybe, but then it's like, I moved past it pretty quickly.
yeah.
But Harvey I never thought about.
Well, I don't know why looking at that one, I was like, yes, this is definitely one that she's going to do. Although I will say, out of the four that I guessed, it was the one I was least confident in.
Mhm.
But I got one.
You got one,
I can feel happy about
which
that.
which I think I did better than you did.
You
When,
did, yes.
yeah,
But those were also ones that like I had been talking about a lot. So I'm not surprised that you had guessed Anonymous Rex and Cast a Deadly Spell.
true, true, true. Yeah, did I get
Which
a
I think
Did I
I
get
you,
Cast of Deadly Spell?
yes, I no, maybe not.
Wait, what?
Maybe you guessed Anonymous Rex and Tech War?
Okay, I need to like look and figure out like what episode was the last. Wait, what was that last of October? That was Night
I'm
Strangler.
just gonna search because I know you guessed Anonymous Rex. So I'm just gonna search that in messages on Twitter and see if it
Oh,
loads.
it was the last one of that.
Yeah. Okay, loading.
Okay,
Loading,
I
loading.
guessed Max Headroom, Chameleon, Cast a Deadly Spell, and I guess I also only got one right because because with the fourth movie you said that there was a movie on my list
Yes.
and a movie on your list that were like similar,
The
and
yes.
I guess the two Liberace movies. So I only got
Which
Cast
you
a Deadly
did,
Spell.
but you did, one of the two was Liberace. One of the two was that one. It was just that one
Oh,
or Grey Gardens because I
oh yes.
similarly wanted to do a prestige biopic, and
Okay.
we ended up going with Grey Gardens instead. But you did guess Behind the Candelabra, so you got
Okay.
two of the five. Just we ended up not doing one of those two.
I'm honestly gonna count it like that we both got like 1.5 because like Jackie's Back was actually really close to getting on the list,
Okay,
but
okay, that's
also
fair.
I'm still pretending I'm better than you because I always am.
You always do pretend that you're better than me.